You're listening to Oilersnation Radio, presented by the Nation Network. Subscribe for free on iTunes, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from.
Oilersnation Radio. It's a Friday episode. I thought we were going to be celebrating today, but instead we're talking about another loss. The annoying part is that I don't think the Oilers played poorly last night. Well, I wouldn't say they were great, but I wouldn't say they were poor. But we're still talking about a loss anyway. That's where we're going to dive into it. We're going to get started with a delicious debate for our friends at Wendy's. But first, I want to tell you about the Wendy's Daily Face-Off Survivor Pool. I think I got knocked out yesterday. I didn't look. I had a Connor point. He didn't get a point last night, did he?
No, I got knocked out too. I had the Red Wings over 28.5 shots. They only got 22, so I'm done for this week. But the nice part about the Wendy's Survivor Pool game, BM, Monday it restarts. You have another new chance to try win some prizes from Wendy's.
Wendy's is letting you win real food with your fantasy teams this year. And along with Daily Face-Off, we partnered up on the Daily Face-Off Wendy's Survivor game. For those of you who smoke the competition, Wendy's is rewarding you with weekly prizes that will have you savoring the true taste of victory. But if your fantasy team doesn't deliver you that W, you get a new Wendy's barbecue bacon cheeseburger. Man, I can't read. Delivered to your door instead, so you don't have to show anyone your very real tears. When you lose, you cry. I get it. Sign up to play Wendy's Daily Face-Off Survivor today and win weekly prizes like the new barbecue bacon cheeseburger, which is delicious, I might add. I think I might grab myself a couple of those on the way home. It's been a long week. Gonna treat myself. Now available for a limited time only, the barbecue bacon cheeseburger. Go to Daily Face-Off. The link is right there at the top of the page. It is super easy to get to. The link for the game itself is dailyfaceoffsurvivor.com. Go play. Get a chance to win some prizes. Win some food. You could win some cash. All thanks to our friends at Wendy's. We kick off with a delicious debate as we always do. Tyler, what is going on?
The delicious debate for today, brought to you by Wendy's. Was last night's loss more bad luck or bad play?
I mean, bad luck to me. I mean, there was mistakes that ended up in the back of the net. That's annoying. I think about the one goal specifically. Nuge, chance to tuck into an open net.
Has to score.
Has to score there. Yep. Does not. Cody Ceci, rough pinch at the blue line. Really tough pinch at the blue line. The Dallas Stars go down the other way. Stu, you'd like to see him make a save there. Ultimately, I can't really hang it's Matt Duchene. It's not like it's some schlub that's never scored before.
I think that's a stoppable shot.
It has to go in the net. You need to score. Like, I know. So I've been thinking about this for a while. Like, we need to equate mistakes in the defensive zone and mistakes in the offensive zone to the same. To me, especially when they're about to result in a goal.
To me, I saw 3 mistakes on that play.
Yep.
That one is
Nuge.
Yep.
Ceci, Skinner.
Yeah, and see, without Nuges, then the Ceci and Skinner.
But Nuges is the one where I equate it more to bad luck than the other two. Like Ceci, bonehead play.
It needs to go in the net. You're a
100%,
goal scorer.
but Ceci does not need to.
We're an offensive team. We're supposed to score goals. When we don't score the goals and it comes back the other way and goes in the net, we're supposed to score goals.
But then I could also counter that if Ceci doesn't make a bad pinch there, we're not talking about.
He can still get around him though.
Yeah, but
no,
it's Matt Duchene. Like
he's a pylon.
That's not 50 goal scorer Jason Robertson.
I'm just looking at this going, you know what? We're not scoring. If we're losing 7-6, then I get it. But we're not scoring. We didn't have anything till Sam put 2 in.
Well,
we haven't been able to do anything all year offensively.
That's a different problem we're going to talk about in a minute.
That is the problem. That's the problem this year.
I do agree with that, but there's also just a part of me that we've watched the sport long enough where eventually those pucks start going in for you.
I sure hope so, but we're 2-6-1 right now.
They're getting PDO'd like crazy if you subscribe to underlying numbers.
Well, I think that
shooting percentage is 3 points lower than it has been for the last 3 years. Save percentage also significantly lower than it has been. Getting PDO'd like crazy.
Yeah, this is terrible right now.
I think that last night for me, we allowed the Dallas Stars to bend, not break, and the Oilers can't do that. They can't continue to do that. It felt like, to me, an Edmonton Oilers versus Dallas Stars game from 97, but the roles were reversed. That Dallas Stars team would just keep coming at you, and Edmonton was just kind of holding on, and then the puck would squirt loose, and the speedy, pesky Oilers would run down the other end and score a goal. And we won games that way, and the Dallas Stars won a game that way last night.
To touch on what Rick said of lack of goal scoring, what's driving me crazy right now with this team is that they're trying to be cute. You saw in the third period, Sam Gagner scored 2 of the greasiest goals of the season.
Yeah.
And you know what? they count just as much as the pretty ones. And why the rest of the team isn't looking at like what Sam did, be like, we need to crash the crease. We need to get into the ugly areas.
They were shooting a lot more last night than they have all year.
Agreed. They were shooting a ton, but some of that was score effects and towards the back half of the game.
Well, they mentioned it during the game that Woody was talking about more putting pucks on net, become more of a shooting team.
They had something like 50 shot attempts through halfway through the game.
They finished the game with 98 shot attempts at all strengths.
So it's not like they weren't shooting.
So they also got goalied a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, but you're also shooting at
40,
bodies there.
48 misses or blocks.
Yep. You're shooting at bodies on net. And we're missing the net a lot. That's
those 3 posts, but they were all missing.
3 posts, those don't count.
Quote unquote.
But it was more than a 2-1 clip, which means you controlled like 60% of that game.
Yep.
Yeah, that's why I think there's a lot of it was bad luck.
Yeah, we are our biggest rivals right now.
But there's a lot of it where, man, you saw the goals that did get scored.
Yeah.
They were all greasy.
What happened to our power play?
Power play is a problem.
Connor and Leon both had some ugly plays on the power play.
Everybody, the whole thing looks terrible.
We're going to talk about this later some more, but Connor still looks hurt to me. Leon's going to be fine, but it's very rare to see him with scoring opportunities like he did last night where he doesn't drain at least one of them. So the snake bite on Leon right now is something that he's going to work his way through it, but like right now it is painful.
Dude, this feels like 2018 right now. We had such a good play, like 2017. Coming out of 2017, there was so much high hopes. And you know what? I think, honestly, 2018, Frank came out at the beginning of the season and said the Oilers were his pick to win.
Yep.
This feels like right now, as of today, whatever day and time it is right now,
this team's feels better like
2018.
I disagree. I don't know. Like this team's better. That team wasn't that. I'm with BM. The bottom half of that team fell off, and outside of our center core, there was just nothing there. Like who was on our defense?
It was like Ratty and shit, wasn't it?
They got rid of Eberle. They got rid of Benoit Pouliot. Yes. They gave up like 80 goals off the roster going into 2018 and didn't replace it with anybody.
Alex Chason was our big signing that summer.
He did pop 20.
He probably had a good season that year.
He did. He had 22. So I think that I don't think it's the 2018 because I think they're better.
No, it feels like 2018 where it's,
I get you.
I get the rosters are different, but we're putting out this. When you look at the game sheets at the end of the day, they're exactly the same.
That's why last night I was
supposed to be fucking winning.
Last night I was on After Dark and I was just like, that game in a vacuum, in a nutshell, wasn't that bad. It's annoying that they lost, but in the grand scheme of the season in aggregate, painful.
We've had 3 of those now because the second Vancouver game was that.
Same.
The Winnipeg game was that. It's like, Stu made a mistake, cost you. Like, you won't make that all the time. And then also last game, he drops his stick in the corner. And I'm like, you know what, Stu? Maybe we just don't play the puck for a little bit. Maybe we just ease up.
Yeah, you stop with the adventures a little bit.
But they've had 3 games now where it's like, man, you deserved to win and you didn't. Is some of
the others got 5 wins right now? It's not nearly the same. As
and so to answer the question, was last night more bad luck or bad play? I stand by it was more bad luck. Bush hit 3 points, 3 posts.
A lack of good luck, I'll say that.
Well, if the others didn't have bad luck, they would have no luck right now.
Yeah,
but my argument would just be, and you said it, Bag Milk, is create your own luck. Sam Gagner went out and created his own luck. Sam Gagner
created his own luck.
Yep. But again, the rest of the team didn't. Where they developed plays, they just didn't have that extra step.
Could you pick out more goals off the top of your head? I know it's difficult now with 9 games in the books, but more goals like the 2 Sam scored in the third period. Those were ugly. They were in the crease. He's hacking away.
Like
the Oilers don't do that.
McDavid on the power play where the puck squirted loose to him and he was wide open. That was where the team was kind of fighting for the puck. But there hasn't been that many. That was against the Jets, I think. But there hasn't been that many battling, grind it out, get the goal, greasy.
No, I don't want any of that talk anymore. We're at a team. We came into this year supposed to be one of the best teams in the league, if not the best team in the league.
Yeah.
We came into this year pretty much the leader in terms of winning the cup, and we are not playing anything like it right now. We're playing like a team from 2018,
but they're playing good,
but they're not winning.
I know, but it's been
scoring.
They scored feel like 8 goals in their last 2 games. I feel like you should have 2 wins.
Yeah.
I watch enough hockey to watch this team, I think, and be like, there's no way this team can do this all year.
I'm going to say, if they play like last night consistently, they're going to win a bunch of games.
Yep.
Unfortunately, though, last night, mistakes wound up in the back of the net.
Broberg played a better team, so yeah, I get that. But
Broberg, terrible mistake. Well, actually, interesting. He didn't see the ice for the rest of the night. So he made that mistake. I think that Nuge not scoring mistake, Cody Ceci pinching at the blue line mistake. Stu should have had that mistake. So those are two right now that just.
And then on that power play goal, it was a garbage call on Kane to begin with. That was clear cut game management.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That was like, shit, Oilers had 2 power plays. I got to even this. I got to get this thing back to even.
And they knocked the goalie's helmet off without really being knocked in the goal. Got no call there either, too.
They didn't even blow it dead. The ref made Stu put his helmet back on.
I mean, we had the puck, so I kind of get with that,
But then the other side is that puck goes to the front of the net. Darnell Nurse probably needs to be a little bit better with just clearing it and doing anything to get it away from danger. But also Stu can jump on that thing. Stu can save that puck. Mm-hmm. It's like barely moving in front of the net. Like, come on. So I think there were 2 goals last night that were stoppable. Both those goals also had clear-cut defensive errors happen right in front of them. And both of them also had a third thing, Nuge missing the net or the garbage call on Kane. Like, again, like it's just these moments where like bing, 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 a bunch of things work against you and they just can't fight through right now. It's mind numbing. But again, we've seen them go on month runs where they don't do shit like that. So I'm choosing to believe that.
No, and I dig it. I mean, that's our only really option.
Yeah.
And by no means am I jumping off any bandwagon or anything like that right now, but this team is an offensive team. That is what we are. We are supposed to score our way out of issues.
Yep.
And we can't score our way through a perfect game behind it.
Well, if we
had a perfect game behind it, we're not scoring enough to win those games.
If you look at the first 10 games from last year, the Oilers started at 7-2-1, and they were outscoring some really shoddy goaltending and just defensive play. This year, we're not getting the goal scoring to cover up the mistakes.
We're not getting goal scoring to like I said, if we had perfect goaltending and perfect defense, we're not getting enough goal scoring to win these games.
Sam Gagner is now in 5th place in team scoring with 2 goals.
I tweeted last night, I choose to take that as a positive.
I saw that. That's where the stat came from.
Hey, come on. That's a good story.
If I'm in front of the team right now and I'm asking them, I'm just kind of trying to frame it as just a question of how high do you want the mountain to be that you have to click back on? Because I think that this team is coming back. It's just a question of how steep of a climb is it going to be back to the top?
Maybe they really want the story to be good. Someone tweeted or commented on the live show today. They go, they was just setting this up for a really good movie.
I'm into it.
This is just the first act.
Yep.
It's a really shitty part of the plot.
You got it.
Yeah, the tough part of the plot. The comeback, though, is going to be exhilarating.
Gotta do it.
Fucking better be.
I am standing by the take I had the other day. This team will be back at 500 by the time they play the Lightning on November 18th. Mark my words.
Would you like to wear shorts?
There's a board outside this room here. Mm-hmm. It has 6 games on it. Huh. And Wanya was like, look, what if we win 5 of the next 6? That will leave us at 7-7-1. That's still a fucking terrible record for this team to be in.
Yeah, but you're going Nashville tomorrow. You own them. Eat them for breakfast. I guess lunch. It's a 1 o'clock start. And then you go Vancouver. Due for a win. Won't lose 3 straight there.
8-1.
Due for a win.
And then beat us again after that.
They got lucky.
And then won 10-1 last night.
The Sharks, who you get the game after. Sharks, easy dub. Probably.
In theory.
Incoming Mackenzie Blackwood 58 save record performance. The
first win of the season.
The inverse Scrivens on us. Fuck. But then you get Seattle twice and the Islanders. And I think the Islanders are junk. So there's 6 games in there.
Who's the Islanders' best player?
Matt Barzal.
Pardon?
Ilya Sorokin.
Exactly. What can we do right now?
Well, we chased UC Saros.
It's fair.
I just think
you were ready to trade half the team for him.
There's no way that the Oilers are going to, especially Connor and Leon, there's no way they're not going to score permanently.
Yeah.
Those two are too good to be in this slump.
I agree, but we are where we are, and you can't deny where we are.
Yeah, but you also can't ignore what they've done and what they will do.
The frustrating part about last night is that, like you said with Gagner, they finally got goals from outside of 97 and 29. And then 97 and 29 don't score 1. And it's like, oh my God.
The frustrating thing to me about last night is, mistakes, all that shit, blah, blah, blah. The power play has been god awful.
My fear is we're going to bring 89 in for this season. He's going to have a good year and the team's going to be shit.
Don't say that.
That's my biggest fear.
This is the most down I've seen.
I know. I can't believe this.
I can't believe that we're the ones pumping them up here.
What does that whiteboard out there say? 2-6-1.
Well,
but as
a fucking terrible record.
We have the technology. We can change that to literally anything we want it to say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just got to erase it. Make up a fake record.
Put a little 1 beside that too.
Yeah.
10 game heater. They're right back in the mix.
Right back in this thing.
If you see Rick,
Which is also what I said on the radio the entire 2018 season when I worked at 1260.
Exactly.
We were always a 10 game, and then the 10 game heater
If we
never
can't
came.
look at this and see where we are right now and equate it to what we've seen through
why
18 and before.
But we also got a run exactly like this last year. They just had a better start.
29 and 97 were both here in 2018.
Last year, same run. They were terrible in that second segment of 10 games last year. They just had a better start.
These podcasts.
We haven't had a good segment yet. We haven't had a good game yet.
Well, that's why it's more frustrating, right? Like if it was 7-2-1 and then this slide, we'd be sitting here being like, it's a slump. Who cares?
Yeah, but this is the start.
Yep.
Yeah, there's an opportunity to rebound.
I sure as hope we do.
How high of the summit do you want to climb?
Never should.
They're only 16 points behind Vegas right now. Let's go.
Last year from November 3, they lost 3 in a row, then they won 1, and then they rotated for a bit, and then they lost 2 more. Like they basically had this stretch, but in November. So now you just need to have a good November.
Rotated a bit. So how many wins is that?
So it was 3 losses, and then a win, then a loss, then a win, then a loss, then a win, then 2 more losses.
So they had
3 and 7 over a 10 game stretch.
Same.
More or less 1 point difference than now.
When we start putting some wins together, then I'll feel better.
I know.
But until we do, the slope is only getting steeper.
And then they went out in the month of January, lost 3 in a row, had 2 more 2-game losing slides in there. Like, I mean, maybe we should just know better. Like, this is a very hot and cold team is kind of what I'm saying. Maybe we should just accept that.
Maybe they're just a back half team, Tyler.
That too. March is their month. I can't wait for March.
Yep. I can't believe we're talking you off the ledge today.
Dude, we've been through this. We've been through this.
We've been
so
through
many
slides
times.
like this last year. They still ended up in second place in the Pacific.
We were never 2-6-1. We might have gone through a 2-6-1.
We're 3 and 7.
3 and 7 is the same, pretty much the same
when
thing.
you looked at the
1 point.
record book, did it say we were 3 and 7?
Oh, Kenny Holland over here at the Guide and Record Book.
Record book guy.
I was going to say the newspaper, but I figured that was even older. But when you open up the Sun on Tuesdays and add the big thing, the big statistics there, it never said 2-6-1. We're 2-6-1 right. We have 2 wins in 9 games. To start the year. It's the year that we're supposed to fucking win everything.
We've been here before, Rick.
We've never been here before.
We've never been here before with this kind of talent. This team has been 2-6-1 many a time before.
I can't even go out there and like speak their talent. Well, it's obvious it's out there till they start fucking doing it though.
Rick, you yell at us when we criticize Ken Holland for any transaction he makes.
It's not true.
Yes.
Just the ones that you're wrong about.
And now you've turned around and you're saying that all of the players that Ken Holland
I'm not saying anything about the players, any transactions. I'm telling you the team is playing like trash. And if they don't get their fucking head going in the right direction right away, this season's going to be slipping away.
Okay.
We're 10% into the season already.
90% left.
Interesting
Counterpoint.
Like I'm definitely not we need this many points or that many wins throughout the year to get to there. But if they don't like we've been through this.
You don't think
if you're not ready, if you don't, of course I do. I still think we win the Stanley Cup, but if they don't fucking they don't fix their game.
I like how we're talking him off the ledge, but we're also baiting him into further going down.
Into shit. I'm just telling you, like it's amazing that there's so many people that sit here and go, that's a mistake or that's a mistake or that's a bad goaltender, but you want to sit here and say the team's still fine. The team has to fucking get their head on straight before they're fine.
I think
if they play properly, they're gonna be fine.
I think that there's certain players that we can point to and say that they are.
It's the whole team,
and then we've also seen certain players come around and become the best player on their team and still not seeing the wins yet. So yeah, I'm with you, Rick.
What's weird to me right now is on the offensive side specifically, how many guys are just ice cold all at the same time?
All of them,
except Evander Kane.
There,
all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Holloway, McLeod, Brown, RIP Brown. No points between them. Plenty of good looks, cannot cash.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Sam Gagner, though.
But again, I go back to Sam Gagner. The goals he scored, he's not flipping shots. He was in the crease hacking away.
If you're Ryan McLeod and Dylan Holloway,
that's it.
If I'm Jay Woodcroft, I'm talking to those two guys.
Do you want to know what happened last night on After Dark?
What?
Speaking of Dylan Holloway, there was people in the comments going, kind of looks like he's being chased by bees, if you know what I mean.
Oh, no, he's yak.
Not this.
No.
Yeah.
But, okay, dude, I really, really like Ryan McLeod. I think he's a damn good hockey player.
But right now, he's just a fast guy.
He's just a guy who can skate.
Is he getting scored on?
Luis?
No.
Mendoza.
That's honestly that. So
Okay, but dude, that's fine for 4 games. At some point, score.
You can't.
Sure,
Rick,
sure.
you just said like Nuge had to put that puck in the net to get the goal to be the defensive play. McLeod has to put pucks in the net so that we don't have to stop as many goals against.
McLeod's never done it in his career.
He's got 11 goals in
but
50
we
games
need-
last year. That's a goal every 5 games.
Okay, then
He was on
so
pace
then
for
we
18
need him.
last year.
So we should jettison him into the sun. Then he can't score goals for this team.
I never said that.
I don't know. Like it's just
When did
we
I
need
say that?
We need that out of our bottom 6. from
See,
these
I'm
guys.
not even picking at players right now. I'm telling you, the Edmonton Oilers as a whole need to be better. A lot fucking better.
Yeah, I can look down the roster and I can say most of the players have to be better.
All of the players have to be better.
The thing is, though, like we do need some more depth coming in. Like if you look at the top of the Oilers scoring leaders right now, it's the names you expect. They're all the ones up there. Have they produced enough? No. That's not what I'm saying here.
No, I get what you're saying.
But like down the lineup, there's still 6 guys without a point. 5 of them are forwards.
Yeah,
Not a single point.
73 is outscoring.
73 is outscoring guys
6
that
players.
we need to score goals.
Yeah.
Vinny popped up in that rush yesterday. He looked like a second coming of goddamn Bobby Orr, man.
He did it two or 3 games ago too. He came up the left side, dropped a little give and go at the blue line, and went and hung out in front of the net. Damn near scored that way.
The big man's feeling it.
Oh, buddy.
But what I'm saying is, Adam Ernie, if you're being recalled in favor of Connor Brown, which it sounds like based on if you listen to Oilers Now.
No, I showed him a tweet that Jim Matheson said it's going to be.
Was it the right Jim?
I try not to follow the other one. I couldn't.
I'll side with Bob over Jim, unfortunately.
What did Jim say though?
Jim said he thinks it's Lavoie, but I think Jim was just guessing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. To be fair, I think that too. Probably.
Yeah, on Oilers Now, Bob thinks it's Adam Ernie.
So Gagne is in the top 6 right now.
Message sent.
I really, really like the trio of Sam Gagner, Ryan Nugent-Hopkins, and Evander Kane.
They were buzzing.
Dude, Kane and Gagner, they are going to work hard. Evander Kane was awesome last night.
Evander Kane was the best forward by a sizable margin.
I think Gagne is going to drive Kane somehow.
I like
But
that.
like having those 2 guys in the third period crashing the crease, hacking, both of them together, that's how you score goals when you can't score. You got to put your workman hat on, get greasy, and go fucking get ugly goals.
I didn't look at the game log yet to confirm this. Sam Gagner definitely led the team in hits last night.
I'll look for you just while you're vamping.
Like he was in on the forecheck, banging bodies, going hard to the net. And again, like if Sam Gagner can do it, why can the guys on this team who are 12 years younger than him also not do it?
That's what
like, do you
frustrates
want
me.
to be an NHLer?
That's what frustrates me.
It's annoying, man. It's so
They
annoying.
should not need a Sam Gagner to come in and play that time. I love to see it. Don't get me wrong.
too.
And it's definitely good for the team. They should not need that in order to fucking feed themselves to get
Were
to
you
go.
at the game last night?
I was not.
The crowd, I don't know how much it came on over the broadcast. At least my section was chanting with 5-6 minutes ago, "We want Gagner."
Yeah,
I could hear the Gagne chant.
After he scored, it was the next TV timeout. They announced the goal and the crowd gave him an ovation. And then they put the camera on him on the bench. And you could tell like crowd gets real loud and he kind of like looks up and sees himself. And he's like fighting back a smirk as hard as he possibly
He was
could.
biting the inside of his cheek. You see the blood coming out.
I want to do the whole thing on Sam though, but
sorry.
to answer your question. Kane led the team in hits last night with 4. I guess Nurse also had 4, and then Sam was next up with 3.
I think he had more than 3 hits last night. He was buzzing, man. I loved watching
Only
that guy
13
play.
minutes ice time too.
Yeah, and he almost set up Holloway for that goal.
Effective
And
13 minutes. So.
Very effective. Like Holloway put him in first shift alone.
put him in first shift. And then there was the play when they were out there on the second unit of a power play where bottom of the circle, he just wound up for a clapper and it was a perfect pad pass right to Ryan McLeod. And
But that's,
PP2.
again, that goes to what I'm talking about. It was a simple play.
Yep.
It's not trying to rip one across the ice and try and feed Leon, because I feel like with the first power play unit right now, they've got one pitch. And it's great. It's a fantastic pitch.
Too, because they've been thrown back to Bouchard.
Now they're just overloading Bouchard. Like, why does he have to shoot the puck 6 feet high every time? Why can't it be along the ice like Sam's was? Bounce off the goalie's pads, kick out in front. Like, that doesn't happen.
Well, he's got to
Now,
get
if he hammers one in top net or top of the, instead of hitting the post, obviously we're going to enjoy it.
mid-shin level, because you got to get him with those damn feet.
I'm all good with that too.
Yeah.
But like, man, he rips the mirror high all the time from back there.
Boris Mironov.
The same goes again on the first unit power play. Nuge on the other side, on his strong side, he's not getting the puck. And when he does have the puck, he's not ripping those low wristers cross crease either. There's a lot of shit going weird on the power play right now. But to answer the delicious debate for our friends at Wendy's, was it bad luck or was it poor play?
If I had to assign percentage last night, 75% bad luck, 25% poor play.
That's fair.
I would agree with that.
I'll go a little bit closer to poor play just because I feel like the Oilers were better than the problem, what they showed.
I guess if I'm going to follow Dan's logic here, the mistakes are just so fucked.
Yeah,
Dallas is a good team. They made the best of our mistakes.
But being pounced on like that 3 and 4 times in a game.
But that's what they do. That's the whole game is built on on the transition game.
They're very effective at turning the puck around the other way and just going on offense from defense. They're really, really good at it. But the Oilers, like, fuck, man. I don't want to harp on Broberg, but that mistake was so bad. He passed up 2-3 quality options to do a little backhanded flub dunk that goes into their own net. Like, that ain't going to win you any minutes. And he's clearly sad. He played just over 5.
Yeah, that was not good. And then he got sent down.
Well,
did he get sent down today?
Yes.
Roby?
Yeah, I got loaned to the Condors.
That one, there is logic behind that.
We'll get to that in a second. I want to hear from you, ON Radio Podcast. Let us know for our friends at Wendy's. Bad luck, poor play. Bad luck, poor play. Now we're going to go to the opposite end of the ledger. I want you guys to think who delivered last night for the Edmonton Oilers for our friends at DoorDash.
It's simple.
For a limited time, our listeners can get 25% off and 0 delivery fees on their first order of $15 or more when you download the DoorDash app and enter the code NATION25. That's 25% off your order, up to $10 value, and 0 delivery fees on your first order when you download the DoorDash app in the App Store and use the code NATION25. One more time, Nation25 will get you 25% off your first order with DoorDash. Offer valid in Canada, subject to change. Terms do apply. Let's start with my friend Nation Dan down at the end of the row here. If you're looking at the Oilers last night and you're thinking about who delivered for our friends at DoorDash, who comes to mind?
Well, I'm going to steal the obvious answer. I think it's going to be a few people's answers, to be honest, just because it's the guy that came in and did exactly what we asked of him, injected a little bit of emotion and spirit into this team, and hopefully showed a few guys that if you work a little bit harder, you can deliver yourself a few goals. And it's Sam Gagner gets my delivery.
Tyler, next up for DoorDash, who delivered?
I'll take another easy one here. It's Evander Kane. I've done this now on a couple of shows, but like a lot of players on the Oilers, their absolute best and then like their absolute worst, their worst slumps, they're not like that crazy far apart. Evander Kane is like superstar, fourth liner, and never really anywhere in the middle. He's either the hottest player out there, like legit engine driving forward who can produce offense, get on the skin of the other team, hit a million guys and score sweet goals, or he is just dead weight. And right now he is on the good end of that spectrum, and I'm loving it.
I will also jump in for DoorDash. It's Evander Kane for me. Since he got bumped down to the third line against Winnipeg, that was on the 21st of October, he has got 7 points in the 4 games since. That message clearly sunk or whatever. I know we were all mad. He was complaining about his ice time to Scott Oak. Just part of the process, apparently, because he is back. Evander Kane is back. He delivered for me. You're welcome, DoorDash. Rick, who you got?
Outside of those two, I think it'd be... Tyler just mentioned it's the crowd, though. After those 2 goals by Sam.
It's a good one.
I think that's a nice, warm homecoming for Sam.
The loudest Edmonton has been.
One of the worst parts about last night, to me, was that they couldn't complete the comeback and have it the Sam Gagner comeback game story. It would have been amazing.
Dude, if that game would have gotten to a shootout.
There was a little part of me that wondered if I would have maybe put him out instead of like Hyman in the last minute there too, just to.
So Woodcroft talked about that. Yeah. But if you go look at the shift chart, like one, I don't blame Woody for going with his boys there, right? Like that's your crew that you always send out. But also they went out there and they dominated the Stars and there was never a whistle.
Yeah.
So Woodcroft did say after the game that Gagner was his next man up to go back out over the boards. Crowd was chanting, "We want Gagner," but he never got a stoppage. So like on one hand, you know, no, I don't even get it. Like I saw a bunch of mainstream media guys being like, "Why was Gagner on the bench?" Okay, with 2.5 minutes to go, you put your best, most skilled players out there, and they dominated. Dallas got the puck out once, and then the second time, I guess, when they ended the game,
they did everything they needed to do.
It wasn't the wrong call to not have Sam Gagner. Listen, I love the story and all that, but like, come on, people. I feel like that was just such a hindsighty cheap shot from some.
Well, I mean, like every day or every game post game, the next day I write an article called 3 Key Things at Oilersnation.com. The comments are just all on Woody right now. Everything going wrong is his fault. Yet he is not the one who is not scoring.
Yeah. Stupid. It's the easy answer.
Yeah.
Always is the easy answer in this market.
Yeah. Right? It's like that in like every sport too. Like I think about covering the Jays this last season. Everything was John Schneider's fault. Every coaching change, every time a reliever gave up a home run, it was Schneider's fault. But the tough part when we kind of break down coaches and all that kind of stuff and managers is we never want to give them credit for the stuff that works.
Right.
Like he put Kane and Gagner together in the third period and got 2 goals.
That's on the players, not the coach.
Right. And then when it goes,
totally the players, those trios just ended up in there.
That's on the players, that's on the coach, not the players.
Yeah, I
just Gagner out for the end of the game.
They went up and they pulled one of those numbers, like when you're at the Italian center waiting for delicious deli meat, and all it said was Nuge, Gagner, Kane, and they're like, "All right, we're in."
Like, right? Like it's one of those things where it's so easy to pile on the coach, but like, and people, myself included at times, have always torched the Woody's blender. He always goes to the blender. He always goes to the blender. Sometimes it actually does work. And last night the blender worked perfectly. So,
but then when he doesn't go to the blender, well, you got to change things up. You got to make things. Well, he changes it up. He's still not happy.
Can't please everyone is what I've learned recently.
Why? What happened?
Oh, look at my Twitter mentions, bro. One dude tweeted me and was like, he tagged Oilersnation too, so you probably find it. And he was like, "You need to fire this guy. I'm so sick of him." So I liked it.
Fire you?
Yeah.
We're going to talk to you about it.
Yeah, I hate to do this in the middle of the podcast.
So Liam's not here, so someone had to do this stuff, right?
Yeah.
So he tweets me and
as soon as we're done, you're out of here.
Oilersnation should fire you. And all I did, I love just liking the tweet. Because like hilarious. And then he tweets me again and is like, "You little bitch, just liking my tweet. Be a man." Then he DMs me, calls me every name in the book, and then blocks me.
Smart.
The DMing with the every name in the book is the real manly man.
Yeah.
That's
like you got me, bro. Because he sent me the one. "You just like my tweet, you little bitch." I liked it again.
What else are you going to do?
That was great.
Yeah, that's my approach too. I'm not going to argue with people on the internet.
Totally natural.
But like, again, I know it's a 2-6-1 start, but like they played good last night and people were just like ready to do. I had Colby Cohen on my show, NHL analyst. He was like, "You know what? Time to trade Draisaitl." Holy shit.
Did he really?
Oh yeah. He believes it.
Does he actually watch hockey?
John Buccigross from ESPN also tweeted it last night. He was like, "If you're the Oilers, would you trade Draisaitl for Matthew Patois, the guy in...
I've never even heard of this person.
Linus Allmark, first, Fabian Lysell, and then it was like Matt Grizzly.
Oh yeah, the old 9-player for 1-player traded.
Those happen all the time.
Worked out.
Oilers had the
Boston with Joe Thornton.
Worked out with Calgary, Matt Tkachuk, hey?
I can't believe this is where we're at.
I know, it's so funny, bro.
But I mean, like at the same time, you can, because the media came out, said we were going to win the championship.
I want to go like them too.
Yeah.
Rick just liked them. It's so funny.
Media came out, said we're going to win a championship. We come out with a slow start and the world is on fire. You know, I mean, there's other cup champion favorites that aren't doing great, but we're not talking necessarily about them the same way. So
that's because this isn't other cup championship favorite
country
nation.
That's fair.
Yeah, nation.
That's fair. That'd be a mouthful of a brand, but I'm still trying to convince Bag Milk to open it. We'll see.
Listen, I'm busy filling out Tyler's exit paperwork here.
I could use the time off.
You know?
Avoid the grind permanently.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're don't worry.
Ready for the baseball season.
I can't even find this guy, so that makes me think that he probably has me blocked.
He actually might have you blocked, dude. Just considering how it's going. But, oh man, it's so hard right now because I was venting about this before the show, but like you go have a hard take on something and people are like, "Oh, you're talking down to the fan base," and it's like I sat in the stands. I had 5 beers during the game last night, and I wore a Ryan Nugent Hopkins jersey. Like I am a fan. I'm not talking down to anyone here.
No, just because you're a fan.
You know what I mean?
Well, this guy, somebody can afford 5 beers.
Wow. I drank iced tea yesterday because I can't afford it.
And just because you're a fan and you're interacting with Oilers Nation doesn't mean you have a stupid ass take. You should be called out for your stupid ass take.
I spend my night digging in the garbage, finishing people's empty beers.
Like the whole not being taken task for your takes. Do people realize what we get, like what we do for a living? Tyler gets taken to task every day. But
it's also like the whole point of Twitter is to like debate hockey takes.
It's a conversation.
I know. And it's like, oh, you disagree with someone? And they're like,
but then there's also the funny thing too, where you don't acknowledge somebody arguing with you and then they just get mad at you for not acknowledging that they hate you.
Yeah.
Weird space.
People
Weird
feeling
space.
unheard is also upsetting to them. So it's
people that can't control their emotions.
double-edged sword.
Back to the
If
Oilers.
the Oilers were 7-2, we'd all be very happy.
Oh, we'd all be having a great time.
You guys,
We'd still be firing Tyler.
We'd be
Though. I
having
almost got
beers
this.
in the intermissions with that dude.
I've all got all his paperwork all filled out here. I'm just going to get Dan's signature on one thing, Rick's signature on the other, and then Tyler is out of here.
I do get to escort him out. It's
As soon as the podcast is uploaded and edited. Yeah. A couple of things I want to talk about. Let's just dig into Sam's return. A lot of people were just confused why it was Gagner pulled up instead of Lavoie. Then he goes in, first game back, had a great night. Crowd went bananas. You could hear his name being chanted through the TV. I was so excited. I was on the edge of my couch watching, thinking he was going to single-handedly will this team into a tie game. What a performance by Sam in his first game back.
First of all, it was very understandable why it was Sam and not Lavoie.
Hey, I'm with you. I get it.
That's insane.
I'm just reading the feedback I see, man.
I don't think it's insane. I don't think it's insane. I wanted Lavoie called up because he's the AHL player of the week.
Down to fans, Rick?
Not to gatekeep you, Rick. But,
I am. He was coming in for
a bottom six.
If he didn't score his goals, then what he was going to do was play 7-8 minutes in the fourth line type of role. That's where he was going to play, right?
Well, in a power.
Unfortunately, that's what he shouldn't have been. But the team put themselves in that position to
I don't
where
mind
we
him
can
on
be that
but
help.
Lavoie would have been there too.
Yeah.
Not for game one. You're not.
I agree.
But give him a couple
There's a
practices,
very
maybe
big
work
difference
away
between
in.
somebody who has 1,000 games played and 0 games played.
Yes.
That's fair.
And now, so today, I would rather to see Lavoie come up rather than Ernie or Drake.
But Adam Ernie learned his lesson, though.
Well, he learned the lesson for the entire team, and you saw it in their effort last
The lesson is he was not an NHLer. Period.
No,
Sam Gagner proved the bottom six can score. Back he comes.
yeah, exactly. The
Sam
bottom
goes
six
down,
fixed it.
Ernie comes
Oh
up.
no!
Oh,
Sam
no.
Sam got the engine rolling.
Yeah.
People will
Thank you.
riot if Gagner goes back down at any point this season.
So I, too, would prefer if it was Lavoie. But so another funny thing about the fan base is on Better Late Than Never on Wednesday, I said, listen, I'm guessing. I have no idea. But if I was to roadmap what I think is happening with Lavoie, I'm remembering what happened with Kyler Yamamoto a handful of years ago, where he came up. I remember if it was right before New Year's or right after New Year's.
Eve game against
the
New York
Rangers.
Rangers.
And then he was here for the rest of the season. So I'm like, in my head, that's kind of what I'm picturing as the roadmap. Maybe.
Yep.
Guessing.
And
Fuck
with-
me, did
if-
I take shit on Instagram today?
But if you look at the lines today, they have Gagner in the top 6, right?
Hell
So
yeah.
that's probably going to make Lavoie not the call up because now you're going to be looking at the guy who's going to be there with
But don't
Ryan
you think I'm
again.
right, though? It's probably going to be like somewhere around New Year's, Lavoie up.
Christmas time, yeah.
Well, I think
They're
that's
waiting-
the dream.
They're
was
waiting
the
for a top
plan.
6 injury, I think, to
But that was
give
the
him.
exact same thing. They did that with Yamo 2 years ago. They did that with Vinny last year. And yeah, that's kind of just what they do. They bring up that guy that time.
I took a lot of shit for it, though. I'll tell you that much.
Wow, the internet was mean to you.
Yeah, never seen that before.
But the thing I was laughing about yesterday with Gagner is like after he scored those 2 goals, can put yourself in the position of like a very casual Oilers fan. You know, like you watch some of the games, but like you only pay attention to the team kind of on the end. You'd be sitting there being like Gagner guy's still kicking around for us, hey? He was a first round pick. Yeah, he's really good. Like you probably watch him score 2 goals and we're like, damn, he's still got it.
How
Fuck,
many
he's on pace for
players,
30. Let's go.
off the top of your guys' heads, how many players can you think of that have had 3 kicks of the can?
Dennis Grabatov.
with the same team.
2.
Yeah, I guess.
He only had 2, I thought.
But
I thought he had 3.
And Wanye was saying that he guessed him 2, but I thought, his 1 was a PTO that he didn't actually play a game for us.
Let's have a little pee. Old,
Yeah, you take a look for us over there.
old Grebs.
But
I can't
outside
think
of
like other players that have
No, it was
gone
only 2.
out of their
was
team
it
and
2?
then come
Comrie was
back
only here twice.
2 other times.
Peter Nedved was here twice. Sikora was here
True.
twice. Was he not?
True. No, Sakura might have been 1, but Nedved was here twice.
Is Sam Gagner the only? I'm sure there's another one, but anyway.
But like for Sam also, like you could just tell looking at him how
Yes.
pumped he was to be in an Oilers jersey again.
Dude, that celebration on the second goal, like,
such a good human.
oh my God, I love him.
So I do think that this can be a bit of a Disney story with bringing him in here. He kind of gets the team going.
Gonna
Like
teach you how to be an Oiler, baby.
Saturday or Sunday, I thought was a turnaround for us. I thought we'd play a better game. Last night, I was a little bit afraid just because I know Dallas is a better team right now, like hell of a lot better than Calgary, that's for sure. But they're playing well right now, so I knew that was going to be a bit of a struggle for us. These next 6, though, they're going to have to almost run it to get that back to that what we should be.
And we should be running it.
And even that still is going to be like, well, who'd you beat? Well, not really anybody, but.
So tomorrow, Saturday, they have a 1:00 matinee against the Preds. Have to win that one. Mm-hmm. Like, if there's a team that the Oilers have just owned, it's the Predators. If they lose tomorrow, I'm going to be all kinds of upset because even the hockey gourds are mad at us. Next up, Vancouver on Monday. That is an 8 p.m. start. That is in Vancouver. Then San Jose is on Thursday. God, like,
I'm so scared.
I'm nervous about that one.
I'm so scared.
You don't want to be the team that ends that streak.
They're going to be like minus 525 favorites on Betway. Like, it's going to be like one of the
I thought you were talking about their goal differential by then.
Oh,
probably that too. Then they have Seattle next Saturday.
Can we please pull that? Can we just make that a dub, please?
Seattle?
Yeah, because how many have we been on the road for? 3?
This is the rodeo.
Yeah.
Roadie. Now coming up.
Yeah. There's they're on the road here.
Yeah, but like nation vacations or nation road trips.
Yeah, our nation.
I don't think we're at 500 right now, are we?
Oh, definitely not.
We're taking out the
if you count bus trips, we are well under 500.
We're starting to clean up though with flights. Our going away, we've done okay.
Yes.
Now, recently.
So next weekend,
turn it around.
We will be in Seattle to watch a win.
We should go back and do our record for nation vacation. So
I don't want to do that. That's painful to me.
Well, hey, you got to turn around just like we're going to turn around the season. You know, Rick doesn't like the whiteboard right now.
No, I think it's change.
But I'm looking at those next 6 games. Those are all winnable to me if the Oilers play to the level they're supposed to.
They are. They just got to go and do it now. Theoretically,
have to go and do it.
If you had looked at this 6-game stretch before the season, you would have said, "Nah, the Islanders are probably the most worrisome team on there."
Yeah,
they still are.
So, as a fans, that's the way we should be looking at it. The Oilers, on the other hand, should be looking at it like this is their Stanley Cup championship. You got to win these 6 games, the best of 6.
It still only gets us to 500.
They wanted it last night, though.
They wanted it.
They got it. Yeah,
that's why I said, like, off the top.
There's a big difference between these last 2 games and the previous ones.
Yeah, 100%. That's why I said, like, if you looked at last night's game in a vacuum outside of the other 8, I don't think anybody's all that upset.
We've said that like 2 or 3 times this year already. It's just such a kick in the shins.
But it's true, though.
It is.
Unfortunately, sometimes you got to turn the vacuum off and get to fucking work. Others haven't.
Oh, I thought that was an ad read.
I wish we had
a vacuum company.
I wish we had a vacuum company as an ad read.
I didn't know.
You know what sucks? Not just the Oilers.
Y'all knew Roomba 5,300.
Yep.
And we just have one always going around the floor while we're doing the pod.
We tried to pitch this as Roomba office desk cleaners to Ronnie. She wouldn't listen to us.
Ronnie doesn't listen to anything. Where's my beer fridge, Ronnie?
Each one of those desks out there in the office could have a Roomba on top of it right now, cleaning it up.
Although I do think we're getting the beer fridge.
Hell yeah.
I think we've won that fight.
All right.
Whoa.
Big moment for Nation HQ.
Everything's coming up, Millhouse. Okay. The thing I got to mention from last night, Connor Brown hurt himself skating somehow.
Yeah.
There is nothing more frightening than seeing a player with a history of those things suffer a non-contact injury. Like when he just crossed over and then limped, you're like, oh my God. Like remember Pacioretty last year? Came back like 4 games in, blew his knee out again.
So they were talking game of his 10-game minimum contract.
They were talking that
tinfoil hat is on.
Like a hip flexor.
Does a hip flexor keep you out until April or no?
No. Wow.
Someone tweeted me and goes like on the heels of the Connor Brown being waived thing. And they go, don't worry, he waived himself. I was like, oh, that's kind of rude, but fair.
But like, it just, man, horrible luck. Like Zach Lang pulled the clip and you just look at it and you go, what happened?
And then he came back to the bench and left again, you said?
Yeah, he came back to the bench,
goes to the bench,
twirl.
leaves automatically. Then he comes back and does a little between whistle.
Yeah, the little spinny spin.
Nah.
Yeah, so on TV, they show him, they came out, he did his little turn, goes straight to the trainer and goes, no, and then back down he went.
Shit. Well, that's not good.
Not great. But it does give an opportunity for somebody else to step up.
Sam Gagner.
We don't have a lot of those guys. There's only one. There's literally only one guy not on this roster under the umbrella of the team that I feel confident putting in our top 9.
I would argue that I might top 9.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah, that.
Yeah, one.
I was gonna say I could see Lane Peterson being once he's healthy, getting recalled and like kind of
But then you have like 3 of the same player.
Well, I feel like the Oilers have a bunch of the same player down there anyway.
Right, because I think Sam and Derek Ryan are.
Last night we're talking about somebody getting chased by bees again. I haven't heard that in years.
That's PTSD.
That's great line by Ferraro, though.
Yeah.
The other thing worth mentioning, Philip Broberg loaned to the Bakersfield Condors today. You think that's more to do with cap issues than it is necessarily performance?
Yeah. So like Janmark's out and he obviously isn't going on LTIR, not that long term. Connor Brown now presumably out, but not long enough potentially to be LTIR.
What's the LTIR? 20,
What's the threshold?
20 days
20 some days.
10 games?
10 games or 20 some days. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it would be the bulk of the month of November, right? So you don't get cap relief for them.
Yeah.
So the Oilers are unfortunately, I was way off mic there. Sorry, everybody. The Oilers are unfortunately going to have to.
We have penalties for that, don't we?
Yeah, we got to order the penalty.
Yeah, but look at that. I just fell right down. Now I lost my train of thought. Oh, the Oilers are going to have to play a man short tomorrow against Nashville, assuming Janmark and Brown can't go. So what would you rather do? 10-7 or 11-6? It's 11-6. So you flip Broberg down. He's the only D-man that doesn't need waivers. Call up whoever.
He can't get here by game time?
Who?
Whoever by name.
Adam Ernie?
The call up.
Yeah, but you have to swap Broberg for someone.
But like Broberg's probably not leaving the city is what you're saying.
No, he might. They might get him.
I would say he probably ends up leaving because I think that both those injuries are going to be.
Brown looks like it could be a minute.
But then I'd be surprised if either one of them play in Seattle.
The only reason I don't think Connor Brown will be out a while is because they've made this Broberg move today. Like, by now with the Brown injury, right? If it's going to be 4 weeks or 4 days. And if it was going to be 4 weeks, you'd LTIR him. And then you'd have money to bring someone up and keep Broberg on the roster. You don't have money to keep Brown on normal IR, keep Janmark on normal IR, and keep Broberg and call someone up. You got to move someone down. Broberg doesn't need waivers. Swap him with Ernie or Malone or whatever.
How about the Broberg going down so you can get some ice time type of thing?
I think this is more of a cap thing. I don't think they would pull the plug on Broberg right now. I think they'd keep him up.
No, it wouldn't be a pull the plug. It would be like putting on pause, perhaps.
I don't think they're at that point yet. I thought he's had some good games.
Injuries kind of made it so you can do it. And you almost had to put him down. So you might as well leave him down there. Let him play a week's worth of games.
I get what you're saying now. I'm with you.
3-4 games.
Get some confidence
because he's definitely the number 7 right now.
Yeah.
He's gripping the stick.
And Vinny's playing good too. So like that makes it easy.
Hockey.
Yeah.
I think Kulak's been playing good too. So like, there's no need.
So I think he's the number 7 right now. So if you're looking at the offense, we probably need that 12th forward right now more than we need the 7th defenseman.
And like last night, even though they were technically 11-7, it was 11-6 last night. Broberg played 5 minutes.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a dumb decision he made.
Do you find it interesting though? Because last night Liam brought up the point on After Dark. Against Minnesota, Evan Bouchard made 3-4 costly errors that wound up in the back of the net. He was getting thrown back out on the ice. Broberg did not get that same luxury.
I think the difference is, and I know Liam was saying it's unfair. Like, I mean, it's professional sports. They're not here to.
Yeah, life's unfair.
Yeah, like life's not fair. There's upside with Bouchard, right? When you're down a goal, like you were in Minnesota by the time the third period rolled around, Evan Bouchard has a chance to fire one home. Philip Broberg does not. So when you're down by a goal against Dallas last night, yeah, you're not going to roll Philip Broberg out there because there's no offensive upside. You're going to play the guys who have the best chance of pushing the river in the right direction. And Broberg isn't one of those guys. If he's playing good, yeah, you have confidence that, okay, he can do some good things. But after that mistake, it's like, okay, yeah, we can't run that risk again. We can't risk going down 2 goals now.
But I think you need some repetitions down there. Playing 5 to 7, 8 minutes for a young kid like that is difficult. Mm-hmm. Very, very difficult.
I would prefer.
Which is part of the reason why it's hard to bring up Lavoie, because if you think about it, that's probably what he's supposed to be getting in that spot is 7 to 8 minutes. Yeah. And it's very difficult
to
go
out there. That's why I think it's the plan to not call him up until like New Year's-ish, give or take.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
I was just doing the Twitter reaction for you.
Yeah, Twitter reaction is, you can see it. It's already like Zach wrote about Philip Broberg being loaned to the Condors, and all it is just like Lavoie. When it's Adam Ernie, people are going to be big mad.
Watch it be Drake.
Drake
honestly, son of a bitch. It's working with Gagner. Bring up Kajula.
Right?
Bring back Yak.
Wanye's just been dialed in with the tweets on that stuff. It's so funny.
Listen, if Gagner can come back and score 2 goals in his first game back, Yakupov's good for at least 2.
And we could finally go down to the basement a little brick and get those cognac shirts out again.
Fucking right.
You know what? Yeah.
It's so funny to look back at the beginning of the McDavid era and be like, oh yeah, his first games were with Benoit Pouliot and Nail Yakupov.
They showed his first goal on TV last night, and flying into the pile was Benoit Pouliot. I'm like, oh yeah.
Do you know what we were trying to give out for drinks when they scored? Cognac.
Blech.
Cognac. So yeah,
Hey.
it was that and like Jack Daniels. It was terrible.
To be fair though, our fearless leader Jay at the NHL party we were at was drinking straight Hennessy.
Yes, he was.
Good for him on Saturday.
Yeah, I was just like, I was looking at him like, you're an animal.
Yeah.
He better be bringing that Jay.
He
But
was
you know he's getting
weekend.
tripped, Jay.
he was rotating between Hennessy and Crown Royal with no mix. Just
Wow, look at.
You know he's tripped, Jay.
I hope so. I've seen it. I've run into Jay a couple of nights here lately, and it's no shot Jay.
Yeah, but no shot Jay in Edmonton.
Yeah, well, I know. Yeah, be no clothes Jay in Seattle.
That's exactly it. It's going to be no shoes dancing at the Aqua concert, Jay.
Yeah.
Anyway. The other thing I wanted to mention, we talked about Connor Brown, talked about Philip Broberg. I just wanted to ask you guys, what do you make of Stuart Skinner's game last night? 852, 23 saves. I don't hang the loss on Stu.
Nope.
Ultimately, it'd be nice to come up with another save or two, but kind of is what it is with the goaltending right now.
I think our goaltending has been pretty much exact same from game one.
So bad?
Nothing great, nothing terrible, but in that area of like 1 to 3 or 1 to 5, you're getting a lot of 2 to 4s.
We've been talking a long time here, gentlemen.
dead. Oh my God, we're at 50 minutes on the pod.
That's why we have got 3 segments left.
Yeah, okay, sorry. I'll be quick with this. Dead last in the NHL, 690 high danger save percentage. No other team in the NHL is in the 600s. Only 7 other teams are even in the 700s. Or sorry, in the 800s. That's terrible. Stuart Skinner,
How many teams have 2 wins right now?
San Jose is less. A handful of teams.
Well, you're just telling me how 2 win. So it will get better, right?
I know, but they need to start bailing the Oilers out a little bit more. Every team makes mistakes. Every team's given up high danger chances. The Oilers goalies aren't stopping enough of those chances.
You can't argue numbers, so I agree.
Yep. So I again, loss isn't on him. None of these losses have been on Stu, but he's definitely in the column of needs to be better.
Mm-hmm. Dan, final thought? We're going to move to
Yes.
Ask the Idiots here.
That's it. Yes.
51 minute mark.
51 minutes. Tyler's panicking.
Well, didn't our opening segment take 28?
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, probably too long. Delicious
Good.
debate, though. Wendy's
Liam.
delicious. Sometimes you got to grind away.
Okay, then before we get to that, we also then at some point need to step aside for a break.
Wow, great ad.
It was a quick one, though.
Mhm.
Good. Yep.
Very, very cool.
Hurry.
Thanks to our friends at Greta. They are our hospitality partner for the season. You will have more events there. Go down and play some vids. You know, you're angry about the Oilers? Mario Kart. That's the answer. Always has been. We're going to do Ask the Idiots. I've got 4 questions here. They're pretty simple. We're going to ask the boys. Nation Dan is down to the end of the list. This is just a very simple question from Sergeant Obvious.
Wow.
Why are we losing games?
The other team score more goals than us.
Factual. Rick?
We can't score any goals.
Tyler?
Bad luck.
I'm going to say all of the above.
Sergeant
I love how you're
Obvious.
the bad luck guy.
Sergeant Obvious has to appreciate those quick answers.
Well, I mean,
You got a
he's
timeline here, man.
got no nonsense, Sergeant Obvious. Question number 2, reversing the order. What does it say about this one from Kev? What does it say about the Oilers given that Sam Gagner has played 1 game and currently ranks 5th in goal scoring?
That their bottom 6 stinks.
Rick?
We can't score.
That Sam Gagner is back, baby.
Sam Gagner is a 40 goal man, always has been. Don't check that.
Quick plug for the fact that on the Tuesday episode of the pod, we guessed how many minutes Sam Gagner would play in his first game back. Dan said 6:30. Liam and BM were 7:23 and 7:30. I win. I said 9:40. I was closest.
What was this
13 minutes even last night.
13.
But
Even?
who predicted a Stars win 4-3?
Was it you?
This guy.
Son of a bitch. Dan.
Damn it, Dan.
No, I'm sorry.
Damn it. Question number 3, Rick, you're up first. This is came in after last night's Canucks win. If the team were racking up the score, pumping goals in, how much of a lead do you need to stop celebrating? Or are there occasions that would supersede that, like getting your first NHL goal?
Yeah, your first NHL goal, even if it's 10-1, I think you can have a little bit of fun with it. Probably not as much as if it was like the 2-1 goal. But I think right around the 4-goal lead, 4 or 5 goal lead is when you got to dial it down.
Tyler?
Yeah, the 5th goal, I think you can still celebrate because it's like, woo, things are going our way tonight. But then once you get the 6th, it's a little bit like, ooh, the guys on the other side are very, very bad right now. We should take it easy.
Nation Day.
Fuck them. Put up the touchdowns and make them stop you. I don't know. Like
We're not saying stop scoring. We're saying celebrate.
Celebrations.
Yeah, I'm still fine with celebrating. Like, who cares?
Me too.
It's a goal in the NHL. Enjoy it.
Yakupov slides for every goal. It doesn't matter if it's 10-1 or 2-1. Let's go.
So when the game was 10-0, the Sharks scored, and it was pretty clearly goalie interference. and Rick Tocchet didn't challenge it. What do you make of that? Is it the polite thing to do in a 10-0 game to say, hey, we're not slowing this down to the review? Or should he have challenged to give his guy...
Challenge it, fuck him.
Was that the one Kuzmenko hit it the head, or am I thinking of another one?
No. So it was the goal the Sharks scored to get it. So it ruined Demko's second straight shutout, and it was late in the third. That's crazy. I saw it. It's an interesting debate of like, does
2 straight shutouts?
Yeah,
for Demko.
Yeah,
you got to challenge it for him.
Yeah,
but at the same time, you are kind of kicking or you're going for 2 on a
when you're up 40 in a football game.
Yeah, so it's I don't know.
You challenge that. You challenge it every time.
You challenge it.
I guess, yeah. And then maybe just send a message to the other coach. You're like, listen.
And then you go like this to the other coach.
Well, you tell the refs to do their job in the first place. Why do I have to do your job for you? Get ref. Give me some of your paycheck for doing your job for you. Because you guys are terrible at your job.
You chew the ear off the ref for missing it first.
Last question for our friends at Greta. This one comes in from Scott. Tyler, you're up first. Screw the Oilers Hall of Fame. Who are we putting in the Hall of Shame? We can put it in the departures section at EIA. Scott's answer is it's got to be Dallas Aikens.
Oh, that's a good one.
If you're thinking I got one.
I mean, are you thinking of guys who are just like legitimately terrible or just like pure afterthoughts? Happy Bulin, maybe. He was not good.
That was mine. I didn't like, we brought him instead of Rolly. They're same age. Stupid.
Both of you guys going Happy Bulin?
No, I'm going Brandon Manning.
Yeah. Oh, that's a great answer. Great answer. Pistol Pete, honorable mention. Nation Dan, you're up.
Oh, that's...
And yeah, it's such a vitriol-filled thought.
I wasn't going to even include this question, but we're salty today. But I did.
It's such a nasty, angry thought. Yeah, I think
I've got a good answer though.
Well, go ahead. What's yours, Brandon?
You know what it is? Michael Nylander.
Oh,
if you can remember, if you know, you know.
His wife.
He signed a contract, or allegedly did, with the Oilers, and then reneged it eventually, like almost immediately, and went to Washington, I believe.
Yes.
Fuck Michael Nylander.
Yep. You nailed it there with the honorable mention. Take that one.
Pistol Pete?
A good call.
Pistol Pete.
Oh yeah, Pistol Pete's a good. But he's in the builder category. You know, it's not. He's not really a player. I think.
Or did it say player?
In the builder category.
I think I have to go with. You got to go Brandon Manning. Brandon Manning's is such a good pick. That guy, fuck that guy. How did that guy become an Edmonton?
Well, honorable mention, Pistol Pete.
Well, the building.
Well, actually, if you ask Pete, he'll say. Connor said it was okay.
Injures Connor McDavid, gets brought in one of the most disappointing seasons, and then his tenure with the team ends because he was saying racial slurs with our minor league team.
And it turned out he was scouted for a while too.
Yeah.
It had been a while of a process.
So if we're making the Hall of Shame, you could put like a 1 body 2 head situation where it's Pistol Pete and Brandon Manning sharing heads.
They go in the same class.
Draft class.
Mm-hmm. There you have it. Our friends.
I love the idea of it in the departures area.
Ask the idiots.
It's good.
For our friends at Greta. We're going to bring Kennedy in here right away for a quick round of Kennedy's quotes game. We're going to turn this up so we can all hear. And then we're running late today, Kennedy, so just feel free to stick around for hot, cold performers.
Yay, okay.
Our first segment's going to be called Therapy Session from now on.
Yeah, the delicious debate was...
okay.
Inventing some heat.
Can you hit the Bluetooth button on there for me? Please. Therapy session. What is that like? We're just venting?
Yeah, I think
Tyler laid down on the couch. It was his whole thing.
Oh, wow.
Well, I'm firing Tyler. It's a guy on Tyler's ass, so.
Oh, yeah, I heard that too. Me and Dan were talking about coming into your show and just escorting you out.
He texted me and asked you to escort you out.
Well, I've just got to finish the paperwork.
Yeah, tell him he's got some work to do.
Yeah, Tyler's going to finish and edit the podcast. He's going to upload it, and then we'll get him right out of it.
Please take the O&R sticker off your computer.
No, he's too good to put an O&R sticker on his laptop. It's his own show. It's literally just his own show.
Also, leave the keys to the Nation truck on my desk.
I have to walk home.
Yeah. Kennedy's quotes game for our friends at Cornerstone Insurance. For 90 years and 4 generations, Cornerstone Insurance has been Edmonton's premier boutique insurer with all the products you need. Go to cornerstoneins.ca. Cornerstoneins.ca. Kennedy, you're up.
Sweet. I'm excited because I won't get called out for mic etiquette because I have a mic today. Okay, number 1. So personally, I stabbed a guy one time, but I was only meaning to poke him.
What? Stabbed a guy one time.
Okay, so somebody in the room knows that they stabbed somebody.
Who committed a crime?
It has to be me. It's so stupid.
Like, says that with disgust in his voice.
Okay.
That was so dumb. It had to be me.
Okay, number 2.
Say horrible things sometimes.
Wouldn't you rather have a team that keeps it close to the chest rather than shit leaks?
Just Stop visualizing that, BM.
My shit leaks all the time.
Yeah, I got a problem. It's
Would
poor
you rather
diet mostly.
have a team that keeps
Tiger
things
Stars.
close to the chest?
Not feeling good so far.
Okay.
Okay, number 3. We're regarded as Oilers fans from a lot of things.
Okay.
Number 4, don't read too much into this stuff. Number 5,
That's a tough one.
laminate some stuff.
Oh, come on.
And number 6, I fucking am, and I can't have that delivered from Calgary to Edmonton.
I don't feel good about this.
I don't feel
at
good
all.
about any of these. I feel like I'm going for the over. I've never had an over, but I feel like today's my day.
I actually,
2 overs.
I think I might be okay. I think I might have a good read on
Do you
this.
feel like you got yours?
I could see Tyler was
That's
thinking,
the only
no.
thing that matters here.
No,
The
I
only
go-
thing I feel like I got my own is just because it's a ridiculous thing to say.
Okay,
And it's probably not me. I'm probably going to get bamboozled here.
let's do this.
Okay. Ready, boys? Okay. So number 1 was, personally, I stabbed a guy one time, but I was only meaning to poke him. Who'd we get? BM, go for
I
it.
said it was me because it's a ridiculous
Damn.
thing to
I
say.
just assumed Liam because he's killed a guy.
I have Liam too for some
I
reason.
have BM.
Well, we knew about the guy he killed.
Okay, ready? What's gonna?
That's
We're
why he's
gonna,
not here today.
we're gonna pray that this turns on. Oh, do we not have?
Oh, we have to
Is it
turn up
on over
one.
here?
Turn up the.
Channel
What?
1.
Bluetooth's on.
Bluetooth's on and up.
Oh, here we go.
Suspension.
Here we go. Okay, here's the audio.
And then it's a 3-game suspension on top of it for the repeat offender kind of.
Personally, I stabbed a guy one time, but I was only meaning to poke him.
You know yourself.
The Cassian.
You know yourself.
It must be.
Yes, it is. Kicks like Cassian was the episode.
See, is it like sometimes they're so absurd, it's only me.
Yeah.
So funny. Okay, number 2. Wouldn't you rather have a team that keeps it close to the chest rather than shit leaks?
I have Liam for that.
I just
Pure
guessed
guess.
myself. I just guessed myself.
I have me.
I have Rick.
Here's the audio.
They are keeping it real close to the vest, no matter how you want to slice it. And for
Wouldn't you rather have a team that keeps it close to the chest rather than shit leaks? I know I don't like the
2-0.
God damn it.
I like when my shit leaks, but
Nobody does.
Ugh. Okay, number 3. Regarded as Oilers fans from a lot of things.
I had Dan.
I would have guessed myself. But in hindsight, but I guessed Rick.
I have Dan.
I have Dan.
There's the audio.
It's, I don't know.
About his
I
leg.
get it. I get it. We're guarded as Oiler fans from a lot of things. And this is just another one of those things.
Get big.
You batting 1,000 right now?
3 for 3, are you?
Wow, no. I'm
Ooh, let's go, baby.
2.
2 for 3.
Big week for Ty.
Oh.
Oh, God.
Uh-oh. Dan struggling.
Ruh-roh. Okay. Number 4. Don't read too much into this stuff.
Liam.
I have Liam.
I have me.
Here's
Now I'm
the
kind of regretting it,
audio.
but I think it's me.
like aggro about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Birdman wasn't happy with
I don't know, man. Don't read too much into this stuff.
We all gaslight you into thinking.
Ooh, and I know one of these next two's got to be Liam, and I have Liam on one of them.
Ty's vibrating right now.
It's the last thing he does before he's fired. So
Yeah. He wins the quote game.
he wins the quote game is the last thing he'll do.
All right.
Okay, number 5. Laminate some stuff. Yeah.
That's so stupid. I have Tyler.
I also said Tyler.
I have Liam.
Bagged milk.
Here's the audio.
One, we got to
summer
find a
off,
fax
or we're
machine.
fine?
That's a problem.
Yep.
Staples.
Okay. Liam's got it.
Yeah, we're
We can
good.
make some copies while we're there.
Yeah.
Cool.
Laminate some stuff.
It's like a pitcher losing a perfect game in the 8th inning. God damn.
Oh,
He doesn't
Oh,
even care
I
anymore.
thought
So close,
I
Ty.
heard BM's voice a little.
I know. The upset. Okay. Number 6. I fucking am, and I can't have that delivered from Calgary to Edmonton.
Rick.
I said big milk.
I have me.
Back to Liam.
Alrighty, here's the audio.
Like, you thinking about that shawarma you got in Calgary? And I was like, I fucking am. And I can't have that delivered to Edmonton.
Wow.
Alrighty.
Dan's always loved a shawarma, though. I should have known.
That's a good line. Okay. How'd everybody do?
3.
2.
Over.
Whoa.
Wow. Ooh.
4 for me.
Yay.
Tyler's the big
Well done,
winner.
Tyler.
Just wanted
We
that
will
perfect
print
game.
off the results and put them in his farewell package.
Yeah.
Congrats. Thanks, guys. Thanks for
Kennedy,
playing.
feel free to stick around for hot and cold performers.
Yay.
Prep yourself.
Okay.
For our friends at Alberta Blue Cross. If there's one thing better than talking about old memories, it's making new ones. And thankfully, we're going to be doing that next weekend when we go down to Seattle for a nation vacation. Alberta Blue Cross Travel Insurance protects your memories and more wherever travel takes you. Visit ab.bluecross.ca/travel for more information. Looking forward to getting down on a nation vacation, getting out of the city. Here's hoping that the Oilers also join us on a happy trip.
I think so.
All right. You back on the bandwagon? Well, you weren't off.
Never been off.
But you were salty up at the front.
Very salty.
He had his captain's hat on and he was pointing at people for not
Sit down, put your seatbelts on, stop talking. I'll turn this thing around. I swear to God I will.
Uh-huh.
Take it back to Winnipeg.
Turns the music up really loud.
Yeah, I see that.
Can't hear anybody else's noise.
Yep.
That was my bus driver used to do in elementary.
Or just after a loss, just dead silence. Sometimes just hits different.
Dead silence, like the nation bus trip back from Calgary.
Yeah.
That's silence.
Yeah.
All you hear is the hands going in a Doritos bag.
Unless Lisa Evans there, she's trying to give everybody her ruffles that no one wants.
Yeah, nobody wants. Those things went around the box and came back with more ruffles in it.
Yep. All right, everybody. We're going to start off with our veggies here. Cold performance of the week. Kennedy, you are sitting in. I'm putting you on the spot. For Alberta Blue Cross, your cold performer of the week.
The only thing I can think of is I've been looking at a computer screen all week, so I had to start wearing my glasses again, which has been really annoying to me. Usually I don't have to. So I guess eyesight, cold performer of the week. I hate it.
I'm upset.
Who needs it?
Damn eyes.
I don't want to see. Like, I don't want to look at things. Like, unless you're Leon Draisaitl. That's it.
Fair enough.
I mean, what?
Yeah.
Poor Oscar.
I couldn't even watch, like, the Oilers
just wait.
Just ruining my morning routine, by the way. Normally, I wake up, have a coffee, get myself going, settle down at my desk. I turn on Sports Center.
Nope.
Cannot watch Sports Center right now. Refuse to.
Mm-hmm.
Cannot. Tyler, you're up next for our friends at Alberta Blue Cross, your cold performer of the week.
My cold performer of the week is going to the San Jose Sharks. They might become the worst team in NHL history. I know we've done this debate with a few different teams over the last number of years, but like, dude, they suck. Sharks.
No, God! No, God, please, no! 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 No!
I get it.
How about the Sharks putting out wrong stats this morning and Gregor correcting them?
Really?
Oh,
Yeah, they said he had that was his 300th game. It isn't. He's like 8 short. But
Who that
Gregor, David Quinn.
Jason or Noah?
Jason Gregor called out the Sharks.
Oh, there's two Gregors. I had to ask.
Actually, Jason Gregory, he's got a vendetta against the Sharks.
Our
He's going to
Gregor,
hammer them.
Yeah, he got him. 8 games.
8 games? That's that's a big number.
Just a bit outside.
Yeah.
Mike, you're up next. Your Alberta Blue Cross cold performer of the week.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious, and it's the reason why we have every loss up until last night, and it's Adam Ernie.
Boy, that escalated quickly.
Poor Adam Murray taking all kinds of shrapnel everywhere. Nation Dan, you're up next. Your Alberta Blue Cross cold performer of the week.
Well, it only took 9 games for most teams. Didn't even make it to 10. But the referees have just stopped calling certain things that they were calling earlier in the season. Remember when players had to go to the bench when they lost their helmets? Now the Oilers were benefited last night when Zach Hyman didn't. But then Stuart Skinner has his helmet removed by the other team and no penalty called. So it took 10 games this year, but the referees have stopped calling penalties. That's going to be my cold performer of the week.
They are just fucking ass right now.
I love that button. That brings me much joy listening to it.
Aggression.
My Alberta Blue Cross cold performer of the week is whatever this curse is that is preventing Warren Fogle from scoring on a breakaway. It is no longer entertaining to me to watch. I just look at him. He flies by Miro Heiskanen last night and you go, holy shit, he's boogieing. And I'm like, oh, he's in alone. Never mind.
Why are you the way that you are? I hate so much about the things that you choose to be.
Sometimes life feels like a Warren Fogle breakaway. Am I right?
That's a t-shirt right there. Yeah. Oh, man.
Warren Fogle is all of us.
I just want him to
try as we
so
might.
bad.
We just can't score.
The deadpan look on your face.
I love the deadpan silence. All right, let's end off the podcast on a positive note. Reversing the order, Nation Dan, you were up first. Your Alberta Blue Cross Hot Performer of the Week.
Well, I was able to host one of our former German travelers this week for the Heritage Classic, and it's my Hot Performer of the Week is just going to go to all the Edmontonians that interacted with Philip again. Philip is the friend that's visiting from Germany this time, but every time Edmontonians are introduced to somebody that's visiting this wonderful city, undefeated and going above and beyond, whether it's introducing them to something new, giving them, the season ticket holder tour that Philip was able to go on. Just wonderful little things all the way through. Discounts at every store, every Oilers store that he went to. Wonderful stuff. So Edmontonians, you get my Hot Performer of the Week.
He's a hot guy.
Thank you, Bob Cole. Rick, you're up next. Your Alberta Blue Cross Hot Performer of the Week.
Well, I wasn't here on Tuesday to scream about it, so we'll just give it to the big man, number 73, for his first goal of his career.
They've done studies, 60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
And his Halloween costume.
Honorary mention to Vinny. Tyler, you are up next. Your Alberta Blue Cross Hot Performer of the Week.
Teams, players, and leagues taking neck protection more seriously after the tragic passing of Adam Johnson. You see the Penguins a bunch of Penguins starting to wear it, and TJ Oshie, who runs his own company that makes Kevlar cut-proof neck guards and wrist guards, and his company is now sold out of shirts. So shout out to everyone taking neck protection more seriously.
I like this right here.
Kennedy, you're up next. Your Alberta Blue Cross Hot Performer of the Week.
Oscar Clefbaum. He liked my I Miss You post on the Owen account yesterday, so shout out to him. Miss him a lot.
Cash money.
We could use you, Oscar.
Mm-hmm. Descend from the rafters, please.
Could use it.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can just walk out with the rest of the team. You don't have to come down that way.
I'll take it. He can hop over the boards for all over the glass.
I'm a wrestling fan, so I have a little PTSD over that.
I've seen him play pickleball.
He can build a house. He can play on the blue line.
That's right.
Let's go.
You tell him this.
I am. Mm-hmm. I'm going to.
Kenny's going to be sending him DMs as soon as she escorts Tyler out after being fired.
Mm-hmm.
My Hot Performer of the Week. I can't believe this is just on the table for me. Sam Gagner coming back to the Oilers' third tour of duty, scored 2 huge goals last night in the third period and almost single-handedly dragged the team back into the game. Sam Gagner, you belong here, friend, and I'm happy to see you. I missed you.
Woo! Friday, baby! Yeah, let's celebrate Friday! Woo!
That's how we'll end off the podcast. Really ripped through the last third of this podcast.
Yeah.
Really efficient.
Score predictions?
I want to hear from you guys on a couple of different things. Oh, Kenny, I want to ask you. Last night, Oilers bad or bad luck?
Bad luck. I'm going with bad luck.
We want to hear from you. Owen Radio Podcast, Twitter, and Instagram. That's where we're going to wrap up the podcast. Have a great weekend, everybody. Oh, hang on. Whew. Score prediction tomorrow. Nashville Predators. Dan, go.
6-1 Edmonton Oilers.
5-1 Oil.
Tyler.
4-1 Oil.
6-2.
4-2 win coming your way. Bet on it. There you go. Have a great weekend, everybody.